Very good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So, welcome back to the current affairs classes. We have started the CA discussion in new format, as you all know, in the objective type questions or Q&A format. And yesterday only we have started with this. So, I'm continuing with this format only. Today we are going to cover the most important and relevant news from 3rd to 4th November. And some of the news they overlap have been covered in yesterday's session only. So let's begin, and I hope you have revised the document because it was yesterday uploaded in the course. Very good morning, Shreya. Very good morning. So let's begin with the first question. First question in front of you. Recently, which mutual fund house has become the first to cross 10 lakh crore mark in asset under management, AUM? So here you have to tell me, this is very important, these kind of questions, you have seen the questions being asked. Okay, just a second. Tell me, recently, which mutual fund house has become the first one in the country to cross 10 lakh crore mark in AUM? AUM is asset under management. Asset under management, the total value of the outstanding shares in the market, or say outstanding investment you have done in the market, right? All the products which are there in which the fund house has invested money is the asset under management. Their present market value is asset under management. What is the answer for this question? Alright, so you have SBI MF, ICICI MF, HDFC, Axis and Kotak Mahindra. A, sure? So answer with a question mark. That means you have a doubt. But then it's okay. Let's see. So yes, the correct answer here should be SBI MF. Now, this is going to be really important. So you can have a look at the news. SBI MF becomes the first one to surpass 10 lakh crore asset under management. Asset under management, you all know the concept. We have discussed this thing a number of times, right? So it is the total present market value of the outstanding investment you have done. Okay. I hope this is clear. So remember, the average asset under management of the SBI mutual fund has jumped 11% to cross 10 lakh crore mark, and it is presently 10.99 lakh crores. With this, it becomes first one to cross this mark. So this really becomes important. Remember the figure as well as the name of the mutual fund. Next question. Second question. According to the recent data by RBI, credit to agricultural and allied activities continue to be robust. So RBI data recently has been released. It says that credit to agriculture and allied activities is expanding substantially. It has been robust. With the growth of how much percent in September 2024? So it has witnessed how much percentage growth in September 2024? This is the question. Tell me. There's a robust growth highlighted to robust growth of agriculture, credit to agriculture and allied activities, C or D? Tell me one option. Whatever you think is correct, tell me one option. Okay. क्या लॉक किया जाए? A, B, C, D, E. Quickly. Yes, Shreya. E, 16.4. Okay. So there are these options. You have 15.4, 17.4, 18.4, 20.4, 16.4. You are saying C, D or E. Okay. So let's see. The correct answer is E. You are true here. It is 16.4. 16.4%. So remember this figure because any RBI data, particularly credit extension or particular sectoral wise distribution data, that really becomes important, right? So please remember this. There has been a robust growth and it is of 16.4% in September 2024. E is the correct answer here. Next question. So you can have a look at the news. This is according to the RBI data. Banks lent rupees 1.5 trillion. Overall credit creation has also been higher. First trend. Remember that. Overall credit extension has also been higher. Next, if you look at outstanding credit to industry, it also increased. Okay. And outstanding loans to large enterprises, they have also expanded. Then credit growth to industry has also improved. Retail loan growth, if you see, but has moderated. So remember these trends, and I'm highlighting all these sections in the news so that you can go through the news religiously and highlight whatever is important. So remember, this has moderated, industry loan has expanded, credit growth to services sector has deaccelerated to 15.2%. So where the decline is there? The decline is in credit growth to the services sector, remember. There's a decline in credit growth to the services sector. But then the credit to agriculture and allied activities has been robust. So the maximum growth, if you see, has been in credit expansion to agriculture and allied activities, and that has been 16.4% growth. 16.4% growth. All right. Am I audible? Is there any problem with the class? Can you please let me know? Okay, it has started. Current affairs का course अलग से add कर दीजिए website पे. Okay, we will look about it. So this is the thing, please go through the data. Okay, next question. Question number 3. On the occasion of Dhanteras, to secure storage facilities in India, RBI has successfully transported an impressive 102 tons of gold from which of the following banks? So you know, Dhanteras is an auspicious day where you go and buy precious items and jewelry. Particularly gold demand is higher. So stabilizing the gold storage is important. For this data really becomes important. So remember, 102 tons have been transported, okay, by RBI. So 102 is also important here. You tell me the bank. Also, it would be easy for me to get your answers if you mention the question number before the option, okay? Like this is question number 3. So please write 3B or 3C, whatever your answer is. B, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, IMF, US Fed Reserve. Yes, Bank of England. So B is the right answer here. Very good. Remember Bank of England and 102 tons. Remember this thing as well. So if you see, Reserve Bank of India has recently revealed that it has successfully transported an impressive 102 tons of gold from the Bank of England to secure storage facilities in India on Dhanteras. Okay, very good. The correct answer is B only. Moving on to the next question. Now this is again very, very important. There are certain new guidelines. Okay, before going to this question, I need to discuss something with you. Pay attention here. There is a change. Certain guidelines have been changed by SEBI regarding the REITs, InvITs, and they have been allowed to invest in more liquid funds, etc., etc. So these two important news are there in the regulatory bodies section. I am planning to discuss that separately with you because it is a bit technical. It is a bit technical. You won't be able to understand all these things if you are not very strong in the fundamentals when you go through the PDF. So let's do one thing. After this class, today only, I'll make a separate session discussing that particular news. Will that be okay? All right. So these things we will be discussing in that session. All these news will be covered. You will be getting to know each and every concept. because otherwise it will take a lot of time. So I'll make a separate session on that. Will it be okay? Tell me. Yes or no? Right? Okay then. I'll do that so that you, when go through the content, you can easily grasp the facts. So, but let's discuss the questions, and this way you will be able to highlight the importance of the news. The question is, consider the following statements. First statement says, it is regarding REITs. So you know what is REITs and InvITs, right? Real Estate Investment Trust, Infrastructure Investment Trust. So REITs and InvITs and small and medium REITs can now invest up to 25% of their corpus in liquid funds according to the recent changes. Okay. Second, InvITs will be required to disclose their quarterly results, ensuring greater transparency and accountability. Third statement says the composition and functioning of the NRC for REITs and InvITs have been aligned with the listed companies, promoting better corporate governance. You have to tell me which of them is correct. If you can guess, or if you know the concept, you tell me which of the following concepts, statements are correctly mentioned here. Yes, anyone? I'm sure you all know about REITs and InvITs. These guidelines we are going to discuss separately today in the separate session, so need not discuss here. You just tell me the answer for this. C. Okay, so second and third are correct. What is the problem with the first statement? What is the problem with the first statement? If it is incorrect, why is it incorrect? Yes, anyone? It is 20%. Very good. So according to the recent guidelines, REITs, InvITs and small REITs, they can now invest not 25%. This is not 25%. Not 25%, but 20% of their corpus in liquid funds, the more liquid funds, right? Liquid funds are basically the debt funds. They invest into short duration, less maturity debt instruments like your even government securities, etc. So in these liquid funds, they can spend up to 20% of their corpus. This is the new guideline. So this is 20%. Both of these statements are correct. Hence 2 and 3. C is the right answer. Now this I am going to discuss with you in detail, so I am not discussing this here. Okay. You can see SEBI has proposed key changes for REITs and InvITs to enhance market flexibility, investor protection. These are the set of changes: interest rate derivatives, liquid fund investment, nomination and remuneration committee, common infrastructure, quarterly result, lock-in period, etc. So this is extensive. We have to discuss it, and it is very, very important. We will discuss it in the separate class. Don't worry about that. Next question. Tell me. Again, so from this changed guideline only, we have the next question. Recently, SEBI has proposed significant changes to securitization framework, which limits the number of investors for privately placed SDIs to a maximum of how many? Tell me. Tell me this thing. What will be the answer? Maximum cap. Maximum of 200, 220, 100, 250 or 300. So according to the recent guidelines by SEBI on securitization framework, number of investors for privately placed SDIs can be maximum of, you are saying A? Very good. So it can be maximum 200. Remember, it can be maximum 200. A is the right answer here. So according to the recent framework as I have discussed with you, these two news are there, very, very important. We will discuss all this thing in the separate class. This is 200. You can have a look at this. SEBI's new rules for securitization. The proposed limits on the number of investors for privately placed SDIs is to a maximum of 200. All right. We'll cover that later. Next question. Recently, SEBI has proposed significant changes to the securitization framework again, according to which originators, which are those who create the securitization assets, they must retain a minimum risk exposure of how much % of the securitized pool? Tell me. Yes. How much %? So you have to tell me the originators must retain a minimum risk exposure of how much % of these securitized pool. So the maximum numbers we have seen 200, but the originators have to retain a minimum risk exposure of how much % of the securitized pool. You have 12, 11, 10, 15 and 12.5. There be. Question number 5, you are saying A. Okay, this is 5. Last one was also 5. All right. So this is 6, right? This is 6. Question number 6. So the series of the numbers, question numbers, there's a glitch over here. 5 has been repeated. So I'll do that thing before it gets uploaded, right? Don't worry. You are saying 10? Okay. 10%. Yes. 10% is the correct answer here. Remember? So they have to maintain the minimum risk exposure of 10% of the securitized pool. %% of the securitized pool. I know these concepts are a bit technical. Some of you might not understand the concept. That's why I told you I will be discussing all of them separately today in a separate class only. Okay, so need not worry about that. Next question. So it will be now 7th question. Okay. Question number 7. Recently, Punjab and Sind Bank has launched an e-bank guarantee facility in partnership with which of the following? Recently, Punjab and Sind Bank has launched e-bank guarantee. So e-bank guarantee, eliminating the paperwork and all, has been launched by Punjab and Sind Bank. Now this is in partnership with whom? These kind of questions are also important. This is in partnership with whom? Tell me. Question number 7. This is in partnership with A. NECL. Very good. So this e-bank guarantee by the Punjab and Sind Bank has been there, launched by the Punjab and Sind Bank in partnership with, remember, NECL. You can expect these kind of questions in the examinations, right? So these kind of questions are there. Remember these partnerships for important initiatives by any bank, etc. So NECL is the correct answer here. A will be the right answer. You can have a look at the news. So you have Punjab and Sind Bank launching the e-bank guarantee facility in partnership with National E-Governance Services. National E-Governance Services Limited, NECL. So as I told you, this basically replaces the paperwork or paper-based bank guarantee processes which used to be there. And now because it is online, so it will be secure transmission and enhanced transparency will be there. Transparency will increase and it will be more secure kind of transaction. Okay. Next question. So this will be your question number 8. First in the World Challenge, which is a recent initiative to foster novel ideas to develop health sector, has been developed by. Recently in news, this First in World Challenge is very prominently there, right? To, invite novel ideas to develop health sector. This initiative is launched by which of the following? This initiative is launched by which of the following entities? You have CDSCO, WHO, UNDP, NHA and ICMR. Yes, what is the answer? Tell me. Answer to this question. These kind of questions are also important. These news are important. So please go through them very religiously. I'm waiting for answers. Tell me, which organization or entity has started this initiative first in the World Challenge? Question number 8 this is, okay? C. UNDP. No. Not UNDP. So I know I have given very close options into this. So the correct answer here is ICMR. Remember, E is the right answer here. ICMR has started this first in the World Challenge. Now what is the focus of this? So E will be the answer. Let's see the news. So you have ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research. ICMR has announced a new initiative called First in the World Challenge. This wants to encourage Indian scientists to bring out their innovation and innovative ideas, strategies, plans, techniques for expansion of health sector in India. This is by ICMR, okay? And I have discussed the aim with you to encourage Indian scientists to come up with innovative ideas and find solutions to contemporary health problems. This is the thing. Next question. Tell me, Ayodhya has recently set Guinness World Records. 2 Guinness World Records have been set. So the one with the maximum number of diyas lit so far has been there. How many? How many diyas were lit at Ayodhya? Tell me. How many diyas lit at Ayodhya, which has set a Guinness World Record? That's why this is important. 2 Guinness World Records recently have been set at Ayodhya. D, 22 lakhs? No, 25 lakhs diya. Okay, 25 lakh diyas have been lit. This is the first record. Remember, so 2 Guinness World Record have been there. First, 25 lakh diyas lit simultaneously. Second record, most people performing Aarti simultaneously. These 2 records have been set at Ayodhya. Remember that, okay? Most people performing Aarti simultaneously is the another one. So these 2 records have been there. C is the right answer here. You can have a look at the news as well. So you see, 2 records are there. 2 Guinness World Records. First, most people performing Aarti simultaneously, and largest display of oil lamps with 25 lakh diyas lit over there. Alright, now moving on to the next question. Recently, Kerala Governor Arif Muhammad Khan has inaugurated Kashmiri Youth Exchange Program. Where? So recently, Kashmiri Youth Exchange Program has been inaugurated. by the Kerala governor, you have to tell me the location. These youth exchange programs, they are continuously in news. Government is trying to streamline, channelize the energy of youth for expanding social, cultural, economic ties and harmony in the society, right? Tell me. This is question number 10. So don't worry about the numbers, that will be corrected before it gets uploaded. Tell me the answer here. Kashmiri Youth Exchange Program has been inaugurated where? Vadodara, Jammu, Kashmir, Leh, Thiruvananthapuram. So the right answer here is E. Okay. Remember this Kashmiri Youth Exchange Program, yes, E is the correct answer, has been inaugurated by Kerala Governor at Thiruvananthapuram. This is the right location. Next question. Which zoological park will be the first zoo in India to receive certification from Indian Green Building Council? This is really important. Please remember that. It is going to be the first zoo in India to receive certification from Indian Green Building Council. Tell me the correct answer here. Tell me the right answer here. Anyone? Yes. This is question number 11. Okay. Yes, what is the answer? Eleven ka you are saying A? Okay. So Durgesh Aranya Zoological Park. Yes, this is the right answer. Remember, this is Arunachal. This has become the first zoological park. Sorry, not Arunachal. This is in Himachal. Okay. This is in Himachal. Durgesh Aranya Zoological Park is in Himachal, not Arunachal. Has become the first zoo in India to receive certification from Indian Green Building Council. Green Building Council receiving a certificate from this highlights your significance into constructing the green building infrastructure, which is sustainable, which is non-polluting, and which has been used, which has been constructed with use of non-polluting resources. So this really holds significance. Remember this fact. I've told you this is very, very important. Himachal Pradesh's Durgesh Aranya Zoological Park. This is Himachal Pradesh. Yes, Arunachal mein Pakke Tiger Reserve is there. This is Himachal Pradesh's Zoological Park. Okay, Himachal. A is the right answer here. Next question. Which of the following has been declared as Collins Dictionary Word of the Year 2024? These kind of factual questions are very important again for all the upcoming examinations. Tell me, Collins Dictionary 2024, which is the word of the year 2024 according to the Collins Dictionary? AI, NFT, then you have perma crisis, brat, or none of the above. Yes, so please remember, this is again very important. Collins Dictionary has declared bread as the word of 2024. So word of the year 2024 is bread. Now what is the reason of choosing this? What does brat means? Brat, this word particularly has been chosen because of its change in the interpretation of meaning of this word. Earlier, brat used to be there when you wanted to address someone who is very ill-mannered kind of a person. Getting my point? But now the interpretation of this word has changed. Now brat is commonly used to refer to someone who is very confident. So that's why this word has been chosen as word of the year 2024 by Collins Dictionary. I hope you have understood, right? So earlier it meant someone ill-mannered, but now the interpretation has changed. Now it signifies boldness, confidence, etc. Alright, so bread, D is the right answer here. Symbol of bold confidence, self-confidence and independence. Okay. Next question. Which country will assume the presidency of asset recovery interagency network in Asia Pacific region in 2026? Which country is going to assume the presidency of your asset recovery interagency network Asia Pacific region? Tell me. This is again very important. You can expect this question in any of the forthcoming examinations. Very important. 2026 presidency of this asset recovery interagency network in Asia Pacific region is going to be assumed by which country? Tell me. This is question number 13. D. Okay, India? Yes. So that's why it becomes more important, because the presiding country will be India only. India is going to assume presidency of this asset recovery interagency network Asia Pacific region in 2026. What does that mean? It means it will help India gain global presence in asset recovery and reduce the economic crimes, right? So any crime associated with economic assets, you will be able to secure those assets back. Are you getting my point? So being a part of this and holding this presidency makes your presence important at the global level. And as I told you, it will help India in combating economic crimes and asset recovery as well. So remember, India is going to preside this in 2026, not 2025, 2026. Okay. Next question. According to the recent survey released by NABARD, NABARD has released recent data on financial inclusion. The number of rural households taking insurance cover has improved sharply. So this really becomes important. You can utilize this data actually in the ADAI phase 2 examination, right? You can utilize such data while you are writing answers about, say, insurance penetration, insurance density. You can say that financial inclusion and insurance density penetration is significantly improving. You can quote these kind of data to substantiate your answers. NABARD ke this data ke according, financial inclusion has improved and number of rural households taking insurance cover has improved. Now in 21-22 period, in the period from 21-22, how much percent of agricultural households they have reported having some form of insurance? how much percentage of agricultural households they have reported having at least some form of the insurance? Tell me, 85, 86, 87, 82, 84. Yes, this is 14th. Okay, tell me, how much percentage of agricultural households they have reported having some, at least some kind of or form of insurance? So this is 86%. B is the right answer here. Okay, this is 86%. That is quite impressive. 86%. It has shown that financial inclusion is rising. Also, people are getting insured more. So it is contributing in the insurance penetration and density of the economy. 86% will be the right answer here, B option. This is the data. When you go through the content, go through this data religiously. 86% of agricultural households, they have reported to have at least some form of insurance cover. Okay. Next question. According to the Asia Pacific Climate Report, now these reports, their data, they are really very important. So again, we have another report. I have incorporated all the important reports in these days, so need not worry about that. According to Asia Pacific Climate Report released by the Asian Development Bank, ADB. So first question which comes here only in the question itself is, who releases this Asia Pacific Climate Report? First question. So it is released by your Asian Development Bank. Okay, you have one question from here only. Then, according to this report, declining labor productivity is there. This report has highlighted that there are certain changes and challenges which are impending on the economic growth of the countries. Not only India specific, this is at the global level. Climate change is actually posing a threat to labor productivity, and this declining labor productivity is posing certain kind of challenges. So the global challenges and their data is not so important. I have taken up the Indian data. According to this, because of declining labor productivity, it could reduce India's GDP by how much percent? According to the report, India's GDP can be affected by how much percent due to this declining productivity and climate change? Tell me. 3.1, 3.3, 5.1, 5.4 or 6.1? Yes. How much percent? So remember, it is 5.1%. Okay. It is said that India's GDP might be affected by 5.1%. That is the looming challenge because of declining labor productivity, because of climate change. Okay. Rising sea levels, etc. Some areas having a higher risk of getting submerged. These are some of the factors which can affect the labor productivity. So you can look at here, these cooling demands and labor productivity losses, they are expected to reduce regional GDP by 3.3%. This is for the global level, but for India, this could reach to 5.1%. That means India's GDP can be affected by 5.1%. Okay, 5.1%. So go through this report again. There are not every data is important. Just go through this, and these kind of data is relevant. Most important fact was this, and I have highlighted this. Next thing we have is again according to the Asia Pacific Climate Report released by the Asian Development Bank, since 2010, India has made a noteworthy progress on fossil fuel subsidy reforms. Now, this is again very, very important. The report highlights, the report basically applauds India for its sustained efforts and remarkable result in achieving, in providing, say, reforming the subsidy framework for your fossil fuels. Now, this has fossil fuel subsidy reform. This has helped India in shifting from fossil fuel based energy generation to the non-fossil fuel based. This is applauded by the report. Now you have to tell me which of the following approaches the report has highlighted that they have contributed, these three approaches have contributed to this achievement for India. Which of the approaches there? This is the question. Which approach has helped India in fossil fuel subsidy reforms, which has helped India in moving to non-fossil fuel based energy generation? Tell me. Remove, target, shift, reduce, target and shift, reuse, recycle, reduce, both A and C, or none of the above? Yes, anyone? So here the correct answer is remove, target and shift approach. Remember, remove, target and shift. Remove, target and shift. So removing the fossil fuel subsidies, targeting non-fossil fuel subsidies, and shifting subsidies to non-fossil fuel based resources. Remove, target and shift approach. Remember this is going to be important. This remove, target and shift approach has been highlighted under this report, which has helped India in subsidy reform, fossil fuel subsidy reform. So A is the right answer here. You can see remove, target and shift approach. Next question. According to the Additional Annual Survey of Industries data released by your MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, there is an increasing trend of. So recently this Additional Annual Survey of Industry data has been released by MOSPI. It has highlighted that there is a major shift or major increase in a particular trend in Indian economy. So that's why this also becomes very, very important. You tell me which new trend is dominating Indian economy right now. Tell me which new trend, according to this report by MOSPI, is dominating Indian economic framework in India right now, or India's economic functioning and operations. Which new trend? Formalization of Indian economy, contractualization, digitization, or labor intensivity? Yes, any answers please? Anyone? So here, this is contractualization in Indian economy. B is the correct answer for this. Remember, contractualization in Indian economy. More contractualization is there. This is very, very significant. That's why. So this report says that more contractual workers have been increasing in Indian economy. So it is contractualization. Okay. If you look at the data, you see an increasing trend of contractualization in India's labor force, because every 2 in 5 workers are on contractual basis. Every 2 in 5 workers, they are on contractual basis. So remember, every 2 in 5 workers is on employed on contractual basis, and more contractualization. Yes, Shreya. So yes, some facts, I think on the official websites there is a glitch they have mentioned. Somewhere it is 15,000, somewhere it is 14,500. The correct answer which you should keep with yourself is 14,500. This is the final one. Okay, for Namo Drone Didi scheme. For Namo Drone Didi scheme, yesterday only, that's why I discussed with you that there's a discrepancy regarding this fact. Some official sources are quoting it to be 15,000, some are quoting it to be 14,500. We are going with 14,500. State or central implementation, which one is correct? So the question was regarding state implementation. State implementation mein the lead fertilizer company was the answer. Okay, so the lead fertilizer company was for state level implementation, not the central level implementation. The central level implementation will be done by the central ministry only. Lead fertilizer companies were there for state level implementation of the scheme. Clear? All these doubts are clear? All right. So moving on to the next question. According to the Central Water Commission report, so recently there is a report of Central Water Commission, glacial lakes and other water bodies across Himalayan region, they are expanding. So global warming ka impact you can witness easily here, right? So this report basically says that the glacial lakes and other water bodies, they are witnessing an increase and expansion. From 2011 period to 2024 due to climate change. Now you have to tell me, this report has highlighted the most notable states to be affected from this glacial lake expansion. Which of these states is not among that high risk zone? Okay, which state is not among the most notable state to be affected from this glacial lake expansion as per the Central Water Commission report? Ladakh, Nagaland, Arunachal, Sikkim or Himachal? Which is not there? Yes? Tell me. So Ladakh, of course, see, you can guess the options because we are talking about the Himalayan region. So Ladakh is there, Arunachal is there, Sikkim is there, Himachal is there. Nagaland, you can have a confusion, but Nagaland is not there. Okay, so Nagaland is not there. Remember, these states clearly highlighted by the report as the most notable states under threat from this glacial lake expansion. Yes, Ladakh is not there. B is the right answer. Sorry, Ladakh is there, Nagaland is not there. Okay, Ladakh is there, Arunachal is there, Sikkim is there, Himachal is there. Nagaland is not there in most notable states. So you can see this thing, increase in their area, and it has identified that 67 lakes in India, they have witnessed an over 40% increase in their surface area. So you can remember this data as well. More than 67 lakes have expanded by more than 40%. And the states are Ladakh, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal. Most notable expansion observed in these states. So Nagaland is not there. I hope this is clear. Please go through this news when you go through the content carefully. Then next we have, according to the IMF AI Preparedness Index 2023, IMF has released the Artificial Intelligence Preparedness Index. What is India's rank out of 174 countries assessed for this purpose? Tell me. IMF AI Preparedness Index 2023. IMF's AI Preparedness Index 2023. Tell me India's rank in this out of 174 countries. What is India's rank in this? This is again going to be very important fact. You know, these ranks they ask you directly, and in phase 1 only they have asked you the startup ecosystem rank of India, which is 3rd rank globally. So ranks are important, and the correct answer to this question is 72. Remember, E is the right answer here. India has ranked 72 out of 174 countries. Yes, E is the correct answer. This is the thing, and you have certain other things as well. And top 10 countries, if you see, these are the top 10 countries. India's rank is 72. So Singapore is there, Denmark is there. They are the top 10 countries. Now, one more important question which can be framed from this news is, it is based on which 4 factors? This AI preparedness index of IMF is based on which 4 pillars or factors? They can ask you these kind of questions as well. So please remember this: digital infrastructure, human capital, technological innovation, and legal framework. These 4 factors, they assess for a country to rank it among all the countries, right? So digital infrastructure, human capital, technical innovation, and legal framework. These 4 are the criteria or factors. And remember, India is ranked 72 out of 174. Next question. Then you have this festival, Ningol Chaukoba festival, recently in news. Recently it is there in news. It belongs to which state? Tell me. This festival belongs to which state? Ningol Chaukoba festival. Tell me. So the correct answer here is Manipur. Okay, this festival, Ningol Chaukoba festival, belongs to the state of Manipur, and this is very important because it is the largest or biggest festival of the state of Manipur. Okay, this is the biggest festival of Manipur, and this holds significance. On this festival, the married sisters of the brothers in the families, they go back to their matrimonial houses for a reunion, for enjoying, say, lunch, dinner, any feast, etc. So this is this kind of a festival, belongs to Manipur, their biggest festival. That's why this becomes important. So the correct answer here is Manipur. As I have told you, biggest festival of Meitei community. Also remember, this belongs to the Meitei community of Manipur. Remember the name of the community as well. Okay, this is the biggest festival of the Meitei community of Manipur. Next question. So you have Moto Grand Prix world title, Malaysia Moto Grand Prix Sprint 2024 is clinched by, who has clinched the Malaysia Moto Grand Prix Sprint 2024 title? These kind of titles, world titles, ranks in sports are also important. You have seen in phase 1 they have asked about Magnus Carlsen, right? So these are also important. Go through them religiously. Tell me, who has clinched the Malaysian Moto Grand Prix Sprint 2024 title? Quickly. So the correct answer here is George Martin from Spain. George Martin from Spain, and this is his first title, remember. That's why it becomes more important. So George Martin from Spain has clinched, this is his first title, this Malaysian Moto Grand Prix 2024. A is the right answer here, George Martin from Spain. Next question. Recently, which edition of Kendriya Hindi Samiti has been held in New Delhi? Which edition of Kendriya Hindi Samiti has been organized in New Delhi? Tell me. Which edition of this meeting was there? So this was 32nd edition, remember. This was 32nd edition of Kendriya Hindi Samiti's meeting held at New Delhi recently. Why is this is important? Because this Kendriya Hindi Samiti is the apex body, is the top body which provides guidelines for the development of the Hindi language. Okay, and this committee, remember, Kendriya Hindi Samiti, this Samiti is headed by Prime Minister. Okay. So remember, Kendriya Hindi Samiti headed by Prime Minister, 32nd edition meeting held in New Delhi, provides guidelines for development of Hindi language. Next question. World Tsunami Awareness Day is observed every year on which date? So World Tsunami Awareness Day, to raise awareness about tsunami, to prepare to mitigate the effects of tsunami, it is organized on which, it is observed on which date annually at the global level? World Tsunami Awareness Day. Tell me. World Tsunami Awareness Day observed on So the correct answer here is November 5. Remember. Remember, World Tsunami Day is at the global level observed every year on 5th November to raise awareness regarding tsunami and to improve tsunami preparedness. Okay, 5th of November is the correct answer for this. Now, one more important question is there which comes from this news. So, you have World Tsunami Awareness Day on November 5, that is okay. November 5. But one again probable question is, what is the theme for this year? For all the examinations upcoming in 2024, also in 2025, unless the new theme has been announced, 2024 theme is a probable question from these kind of. So any international day, any conference, any seminar, right? Their themes are very, very important. So whenever you go through the content, remember their themes. Clear? Also mascots, logos, designs, themes, they are really important for examination. So 2024 theme for World Tsunami Day, 5th November, is empowering the next generation with the lessons of 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami 20 years on. So you have seen Indian Ocean has witnessed the worst ever tsunami in 2004. So this theme is basically empowering the next generation with the lessons of 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami 20 years on. So this was the last question. This was the last question for today. We have covered all the important news from 1st to 4th November now. Okay, all relevant news, and I have highlighted you. I'm continuously highlighting what is important. So please pay attention and go through the content accordingly. Like wherever you see a theme, remember it. Wherever you see something regarding UPI, just cram it up. Okay. I hope you have enjoyed these questions. And important reports were there. The Asian Development Report were there. Then you had the NABARD data, you had RBI data, you have SEBI changes being done in securitization framework and certain other guidelines regarding REITs and InvITs. You had the Central Water Commission data. Then you have the Kendriya Hindi Samiti, etc. So a lot of important information was there. Conferences we have covered, sports news we have covered yesterday also, very, very relevant questions were there. Please go through the content and go through these questions once again. So yes, now what we will be doing is the new guidelines by SEBI, we will be having a session on that. Time I'm not sure about it, but most probably in the second half of the day. Okay, the class will be there, so you can see whenever it gets scheduled live on the YouTube. We will discuss all those changes separately because that is important. All right. Any other doubt which you have from today's session? Otherwise, I'll wrap up this session here and we'll see you in the next class of current affairs. Any doubts, anyone? Okay, so I'm assuming you don't have any doubts. Thank you so much for being interactive. I'll see you in the next session. And till then, have a great day. I hope you have enjoyed the questions. Good luck. Thank you so much.